Hello guys and gals, and welcome to another episode of Upgraded Sets. Today we're going to be looking at a set that drops relatively often and has some interesting uses as budget equipment, but in general just kind of gets ignored because of its relatively low quality. And maybe the upgrading of this set will fix that. We have Hwanin's Justice Bill, which is actually surprisingly good for a mid-tier mercenary, or a low-tier mercenary. We have Hwanin's Splendor Grand Crown, which is actually a pretty decent helmet for a low level. We have Hwanin's Refuge Tigulated Mail, which does have a very interesting static field when struck. And then we also have Hwanin's Blessing Belt. Now, we're going to go over this set, and then we're also going to upgrade this set, and we're going to see what kind of abilities we can get out of this. I think I'm kind of hopeful with this one. This set is just kind of interesting. And the full set is actually called Hwanin's Majesty, by the way. Just to give you guys a heads up there. So, I'm always trying to do things over on the side while you guys are not paying attention to me. You're not allowed to pay attention to all this. No, don't pay attention to me. Pay attention to... Well, actually do pay attention to me. I mean, there's that. I would definitely appreciate that for paying attention. Okay, I'm done. All right, so Hwanin's Justice Bill is 42 to 159 damage. It has a very fast attack speed with a strength requirement of only 95 and a level requirement of 28. It's a relatively low-level item, and it doesn't really have a lot of variances. It has the Indestructible mechanic on it, which means it's not breakable. There's no durability. It's got a 10% chance to cast level 3 Ice Blast on striking, and this is very what makes it kind of interesting for a mercenary, because Ice Blast is, of course, a effect which causes monster to freeze. When they freeze in position, they can't do anything for that particular time period, and at level 3, the duration of Ice Blast is 3.4 seconds, which, of course, is going to get cut down in hell difficulty and duration. We also have 40% increased attack speed, which is, of course, why this is so fast. We have 200% enhanced damage, which is not variable. We have 330 to attack rating, which is not variable. We also have 5 to 25 lightning damage, which is also not variable. You can put a socket in this. You can throw something in there if you want to. Unfortunately, set items do not spawn ethereal, so there's no way that this will be an ethereal Hwanin's Justice Bill. Now, this particular item doesn't have any green bonuses. In fact, none of these pieces have green bonuses, if you notice. So, the only bonus that you get, really, is the set bonuses themselves. So, if you look here, you'll see that I have no set bonus. We get 100 defense with 2 pieces. We get 300 defense with 3 pieces, and then we get the +2 to all skills, the 30% faster run walk, the 20% lifesteal, and the all resistance is 30. 20% lifesteal is a lot of lifesteal. It's too bad you can't put this full set on a mercenary, because that'd be pretty beast. Now, the helmet has 228 defense, 103 strength, level 45. It has 100% enhanced defense, which does give it a relatively nice amount of defense. We've got Replenish Life +20, which unfortunately does not work on mercenaries, but it does work on players. And it's very, very nice to have Replenish Life, because your life is just going to be regenerating all the time, which is certainly a very nice thing. 37% cold resistance on this, and magic damage reduced by 10, which does make it relatively nice to help save your life versus certain spells. Certain low damage, like high frequency spells, are this is very effective against. Like, for instance, if somebody was shooting you with teeth in PvP, magic damage reduced is going to help you a lot versus teeth, because teeth are relatively low damage, but relatively high quantity. There's a lot of different things like that, like charged bolts are also a very good example. We also have the Hwanin's Refuge Tigulated Mail. All these are Nightmare difficulty, by the way, except for the belt, which is actually normal difficulty. The Tigulated Mail is 390 defense, 86 strength, level 30 requirement. It has a 10% chance to cast level 3 static field when struck. Now, static field, of course, is very similarly to Crushing Blow, which it reduces the monster's HP by 25% of their current, not their max. And it is affected by lightning resistance, so it does have a diminished effect versus monsters that are lightning resistant, and it does not work against lightning immunes. It's also only 12.5% versus bosses. Now, we also have a radial effect of this as well. And so we need to look that up, and we'll see how large the radius is on level 3 static field. So static field in D2 at level 3 has a radius of 4.6 yards, which is not too bad. 4.6 yards is going to hit just about everything which is in melee range with him. We also have 200 extra defense on this particular plate of armor, which the set seems to be trying to give you a lot of raw defense, which may translate out badly to upgrades. It also gives you 100 to life, which is a pretty massive bonus to life. It seems to be kind of giving you a pretty decent amount of life, actually. As far as like the Replenish Life 20, then you have the raw 100 life, and then it also gives you the 20% life steal. Seems to be really kind of focused around giving you life. And then we have 20%, 7% poison resistance as well. Now, Hwanin's Blessing belt is actually a normal difficulty belt. It's one of the reasons why most people don't use this belt, because it's normal difficulty and it doesn't give you max potion slots. So hopefully this will fix that. We've got 153 defense, 8 potion slots, 25 strength, and level 35. With 3 to 33 lightning damage, it seems to be kind of giving you a lot of lightning damage. We got lightning damage on the weapon, we got lightning damage on the belt, we got static field going on there, so kind of a theme I can see. We have 148 defense based on character level. Now this does vary by 1.5 per character level. And then we also have 12% damage taken goes to mana, which is always nice to have. If you take 100 damage to your physical life, you will take 12% of that and you will restore mana. So 12 restored to your mana, but you will still take 100 damage. So keep that in mind. Now, the full set bonus is kind of nice with this. We were talking about that earlier. So, I mean, all these pieces together kind of add up to an interesting bonus here. And the real problem with this is that any set that has a weapon in it that's tied to a weapon usually has issues. And this is kind of like where I'm looking at right now, is that this set does in fact have a weapon in it. And because it has a weapon in it, it is one of those sets that is always going to be a little difficult to wield. Now, let's go ahead and bump up my strength about as high as I can, because I know when I upgrade this, it's going to turn into a Colossus Vulge, and that means I'm not going to be able to wield it. So we're going to upgrade the weapon first. Actually, no, we're going to upgrade the belt first, because the belt is normal difficulty. So to upgrade the belt, we're going to need a shale, a towel, and a perfect diamond. And it's going to go from 153 defense, 25 strength, level 35, to 185 defense, 58 strength, level 40. A very, very solid upgrade for the Hwanin's belt, from the belt to the mesh belt. I would definitely say that if you have this belt, you would like that prevent monster heal, and you want that damage taken goes to mana, and maybe you're wielding one other piece, so you're getting maybe the defense bonus on this, 100 defense bonus. If you want to use this belt and you want the max potion slots, I would definitely say that's a pretty solid upgrade. Any belt that you're using already and you just want to get max potion slots is probably going to be a really solid 1-tier upgrade. So, thumbs up. We also have the Hwanin's Justice here, which is going to upgrade from 42 to 159 defense. Or sorry, attack. What did I say? Defense. Very fast attack speed, 95 strength, level 28. To the Colossus Vulge, which is 51 to 495. Not bad. Let me put a couple points into dexterity here so I can actually wield this thing. And it upgrades to... yeah, 51 to 495 damage, 55 dexterity, 210 strength requirement, and level 55. I don't know very many mercenaries are going to be able to wield 210 strength at level 55. That is relatively high. I actually have trouble getting my level 70 mercs to have 210 strength. Of course, if it was ethereal, it would be 200, and that's usually why people use ethereal Colossus Vulges. The defense, I don't think upgraded enough to be worth it, but I mean it is relatively high. Let's compare this to something like let's see, Colossus Vulge. Let's compare it to the unique Colossus Vulge, which actually I don't even know if there is a unique Colossus Vulge now that I think about it. I don't think there is. I think that's one of the items that kind of got left behind. But an Ethereal Infinity Colossus Bulge, which I don't know why you'd make Infinity in a Colossus Bulge, but I got one here, is 1022 damage. So definitely a lot higher on the damage with an Ethereal version. Let me see if I can find a Insight made in a Colossus Bulge that's not Ethereal. I mean, it looks to me like if you were to make an Insight in a Colossus Bulge that's not Ethereal, it's probably going to be about the same amount of damage. I have here a non-Ethereal Thresher, which is 50 to 489, which is pretty identical, and the speed on this is probably going to be identical as well because it does have 40% increased attack speed. I'm not really sure if that's going to quite cut it, but it's pretty darn close to a non-ethereal Insight. Obviously a lot easier to come by one of these, but one of the major issues with this is the Pole Rune. The Pole Rune is relatively rare, whereas the Insight, on the other hand, is not relatively rare. So let's upgrade the Hwanin's Splendor Grand Crown, which is going to require a Limb, a Co, and a Perfect Diamond. And this is going to go from 228, 103 Strength, and level 45, to a Corona, which is 264 Strength, 264 Defense, 174 Strength, level 73. Why am I getting tongue-tied today? Can't read stats. It's my whole job, and I'm failing at it. So this is probably not the best upgrade there. Level 73 requirement, 174 strength. Both of those are really, really high. And the defense upgrade wasn't like too massive that I would consider that to be a great amount. What was that, like 40, 45, something like that? Not even that much. Hwanin's Refuge Ticulated Mail probably will get a nice defense bump going from the Nightmare to the Hell version. They usually do. So this one's going to be 390 defense, 86 strength, level 30, to 618 strength. 618 defense, 149 strength, level 62. Not really that great. That was not really that great of an upgrade. If I was using this, maybe utilizing this on a mercenary, you can utilize 3 pieces on the mercenary, by the way. I probably still wouldn't upgrade that. That's a pretty terrible upgrade. We can also upgrade the Hwanin's Blessing Mesh Belt, which is 185 defense, 58 strength, and level 40, to Hwanin's Blessing Mithril Coil, which is 212 defense, 106 strength, level 68. I mean, it's not really worth the runes to upgrade it, but it's certainly not a terrible upgrade. I'm not, like, mad at that. And if you really just wanted to prevent monster heal, I could maybe see that. It could be a way for you to work prevent monster heal into your build. But I feel like there's a lot better belts that you could be utilizing. If you are rocking this with at least one other piece, it technically has 312 defense, technically, because it also gives you the 100 bonus, which is really high for a belt. All in all, I'm not super impressed with a lot of these upgrades. Unfortunately, the Colossus Vulture just has a really high strength requirement. And if it wasn't for that massive strength requirement, it might be okay. Now, maybe if you were to throw a Hell Rune in there, I'm not sure if I have a Hell Rune just laying around, but a Hell Rune would probably bring that down enough to be useful. But at that point, you know, you've invested a Pole Rune, you've invested a Lumb Rune, and you've invested a Socket Quest, and you've invested a Hell Rune, and I just don't really see this being viable over something else, which could be potentially better. Not all the sets are going to upgrade good, and that's just really how it is. Some of the sets are going to be bad upgrades. Unfortunately, this one in particular didn't really turn out that well. Now, the belt was a solid 1-tier upgrade. I think any good belt like this, especially something with Prevent Monster Heal, that will allow you to get full potion slots, is definitely worth at least a Shale and a Towel. Shale and Towels are not rare, and upgrading a Hwanin's Blessing to, at the very least, the 2nd tier was a pretty solid upgrade. Anyway, as always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos, even when this one was a colossal failure. As always, thanks for watching, and keep watching.